Happy New Year, tech citizens. We say thank you for your views, comments, subscriptions, and shares in 2022. We hope to bring you bigger tech stories, talk to more tech personalities, and have more conversations on how tech is impacting life and living. And we can't wait to share all that with you this year. But first, here are some of the stories making the rounds in tech globally. In Nigeria, the CBN has kicked off a new cash withdrawal policy amidst fears of new note scarcity. In America, US bank Silvergate has been hit with $8 billion in crypto withdrawals. Elsewhere, WhatsApp will enable messaging in case of an internet blackout or shutdown. Apple has cancelled the iPhone SE launch in 2024, and Delta plans to offer free-to-air Wi-Fi starting February 2023. My name is Amosumbuki, and I'll be right back with details after this. The Central Bank of Nigeria kicked off its new cash withdrawal policy Monday this week. Also, the CBN deadline for phasing out old Naira notes is only weeks away, and there are concerns that the new notes are scarce and fake notes may have begun circulating. For starters, under the new cash withdrawal policy, individuals can only withdraw a maximum of 500,000 Naira, while corporate organizations can withdraw only 5 million Naira cash per week. Also, third-party checks above 100,000 Naira are no longer eligible for payments over the counter. They would henceforth be paid into bank accounts. With regards to concerns on new Naira note circulation and the phasing out of old notes, the CBN has clarified that it did not ban banks from paying customers the new notes over the counter. Director of Corporate Communications, Osita Owansinobi, said adequate plans have been made to heighten the circulation of new notes and that banks have an adequate supply of the required quota of new notes at the moment. Confirming this, some banks have reportedly sent messages to customers stating, "We are happy to inform you that the newly redesigned notes are now available at our ATMs nationwide. Please note that the maximum daily cash withdrawal limits for these notes at the ATM is 100,000 Naira. In the USA, customers of US bank Silvergate have withdrawn over $8 billion or 6.7 billion pounds of their crypto-linked deposits. The withdrawals followed the collapse of the FTX crypto exchange, which was once valued at $38 billion before its bankruptcy filing in November. Around two-thirds of Silvergate customers pulled their deposits in the final 3 months of 2022, and the bank has sold $5.2 billion in assets to cover the cost and remain liquid. This came as 3 US regulators warned banks that issuing or holding crypto was highly likely to be inconsistent with safe and sound banking practices. Silvergate, though a commercial bank, provides cryptocurrency services. The bank is listed on the New York Stock Exchange and is regulated within the financial sector. Alan Lane, chief executive of Silvergate, said the bank was selling assets to cover the withdrawals by customers in response to the rapid changes in the digital assets industry. Also, in a New Year message to users, WhatsApp announced that it is now allowing users to connect through a proxy server in order to remain online in the event of internet disruptions or shutdowns. With these proxy features, users will stay active on WhatsApp if their connection is blocked. WhatsApp said in a blog, "Just as we've celebrated the start to 2023 through private text or calls, there are many people who continue to be denied the ability to reach their loved ones because of internet shutdowns." The Meta-owned company called out the Iranian government for cutting people off from receiving urgent help for months and violating human rights. WhatsApp hopes that, with proxy connections, blackouts like those seen in Iran can be prevented. With Nigeria's general election fast approaching, this may or may not be useful for Nigerians whose government shut down internet access to apps like Twitter in 2020, forcing Nigerians to download VPN apps en masse to stay connected to Twitter. With WhatsApp proxy feature, users may not need a VPN to use WhatsApp. Meanwhile, the company is encouraging its global community to volunteer proxies, adding that it will offer guidance for anyone interested on how to set up a proxy. They also assure that connecting through a proxy maintains the same high level of privacy and security that WhatsApp provides. with end-to-end encryption protecting personal messages. Elsewhere, a few months ago, rumors of a coming iPhone SE began to surface on the internet, and fans and critics alike began anticipating its release. Experts, analysts, and those familiar with the leaks teased that the device would launch in the first quarter of 2024. Sadly, this device may not come as or when expected. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, in a recent post, claims that Apple is cancelling the production of the coming SE device. According to him, this might be a result of the little demand for low-end iPhone models. While Apple does not seem to be entirely cutting off production of the SE product line, as they did with the Mini, the biggest disappointment remains that fans looking forward to the launch of this device will not see it within this year. Kuo goes on to say that the shipment of mid to low-end iPhones continue to be significantly lower than expected. Meanwhile, Apple will stick to its launch schedule for 2023, and this will include the launch of the iPhone 15 series and so much more. And before we go, Delta Airlines will offer travelers free Wi-Fi starting February 1st this year. About 80% of Delta's domestic fleet are expected to offer this service next month, but it will become available on more planes each week. CEO Ed Bastian said at the Consumer Electronics Show CES 2023 last week. In a statement, Delta goes ahead to say the free Wi-Fi, which is through a sponsorship from T-Mobile, will be available on more than 700 planes by the end of 2023 and on international and regional aircraft by the end of next year. It's free, there is no fine print, Bastian said. We have invested over $1 billion to create this. Delta's plan to make internet access free will ramp off pressure on rivals as airlines compete for customers in the travel rebound following the COVID pandemic slumps nearly 3 years ago. And that's all for me for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time and Happy New Year again. Bye!